Hello everyone, Ian Earl, aka Senior Everything here. And today I'm going to be doing a review of the new Brockhampton album, Saturation 3. This is the third studio album, well, technically the fourth project that this album is released under the name Brockhampton, the first being their All-American Trash mixtape, and then released Saturation 1 and 2 shortly after each other in early to mid-2017. The first single to lead up to this was the crazy, manic, dance club and style track Boogie, which actually, unlike a lot of the other reviewers out there, I wasn't a huge fan of. I don't know why. Their flows were good, their style was good. There was just something that seemed campy or almost disingenuous about it. It wasn't a bad track, it was just not my favorite. But then I got to listen to the full album, and honestly, it's very good. I haven't released the previous two Saturation albums, but I am a huge fan of theirs, from the very colorful production to the very interesting, sometimes sad, sometimes just quirky lyrics that Kevin and Dom and Amir provide. But honestly, my favorite part of Brockhampton has always been their ability to craft catchy as hell, melodic R&B hooks and song parts that also have an extremely well-written and very good chemistry rapping. And although it's not as much of a endeavor as their previous albums were, and as much as it's not like an epic or a feat, their third studio album, the one that's, wrapping up, the Saturation line, is honestly a very good one. It features the same colorful production, the same interesting lyrics, but honestly, this time, the focus is, I think, more on the lyrics than it's ever been before. We have very introspective, reflective parts, or songs like Johnny, which essentially talk about each of the people's problems and, why they're a musician and why they're in Brockhampton, to the just simple, repetitive, and just fun lyrics like that Kevin shoots out on Boogie, the first track on this album, or the stuff that Merlin does. Honestly, Merlin's never been one of my favorites, but I do appreciate his ability to set the mood for a track, or honestly just develop something that everybody else can just ride off of, whether it is a hook or just a repetitive rap line. The focus here is more on the individuals and their story, and just how the lyrics can come together, and how all individuals and each of their individual stories and experiences can work together as one. This is on no better display than one of the last songs in the album. It's a multi-track. It's called the two-part song towards the end called Sister Nation. Each of their energies, each of their experiences and their stories are just building off of each other, and the chemistry and just how good of a bond and how good of a story this group of rappers has is amazing. But perhaps the something that most people are gonna say, and honestly this I wasn't a huge fan of, but honestly it's good to know that they have some consistency, is how they ended the song with another one of the R&B electric guitar led ballads, like they did with the first and second ones, with Waste and Summer respectively. I mean, Team's not a bad song, and it's good to know that they're still having Bareface be a big part of the project, but it's not as interesting and as nice of a pace shift as it was in the first two projects.
But overall,
yeah, in general, more of the same. More of the great, quirky, colorful production with thoughtful and at some points almost painfully self-deprecating lyrics that kind of juxtapose each other and just make this album and the Saturation trilogy in total just a very fun and unique listen. Also, P.S. those voices that you heard, the sounds at the very start of certain parts, that's Brayden. He's not important. In total, I think I'm going to give this album an 8.5 out of 10. I really, really liked it. I mean, there's not, again, anything extremely original since the previous two albums in this trilogy have done most of the same, but it's still an amazingly fun and experience. And something that I already pointed out that I want to revisit is the fact that, again, even though the sound of the album is the same, the lyrics and I think the stories go so much deeper on this one than they have in the previous ones. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm Ian Earl, aka Senior Everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna hate myself for saying that. Yeah, and remember, if it ain't everything, it ain't anything. Bye.